got this deck too, y'all, and I'm loving this deck. Bye-bye. Put your headphones on. Alright, so it says it's time to release negativity. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all of your feelings. That reminds me of the Candace Renee, feel free to feel something, right? That's deep. So it's time for you to feel all of your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some reason, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside to bring about your desired result. Attune to the moon. Emote, it's all better out than in, right? Additional meanings, it's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let go of something. The end of an argument. The teaching. The full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. So there's a lot going on. Scorpio energy is a very different, weird type energy anyway. And if you're not comfortable in your skin, if you're not doing shadow work, you're gonna feel you're not gonna feel in your skin. You're gonna feel out of place because you're not releasing, right? So Scorpio, with the tail, so basically you have to learn how to have discipline with your anger and your those low vibration emotions. You're letting them take control of you. So, full moon in Scorpio is telling you that you need to get control of yourself. It's very easy to act in anger. All of those things are so easy to do. It's very extremely hard to have discipline and patience and train yourself, young Padawan. You know what I mean? Like on some Jedi, Lord Sith type stuff. Like you need to have a certain level of training and discipline for your own self. A lot of us just live a different kind of way. We treat people how we want. We're vindictive. Or when we do lash out at people, we don't want to acknowledge what we did and apologize, So just think about how you interact with people when you become angry, when you become low vibrational. Can you hold your tongue? For me, it took me a long time because Capricorns, we got nasty mouths, right? Capricorns have really nasty mouths. And we can hurt people. We are very powerful with our words. And I learned that a long time ago. So I've been in training and discipline for a very long time to watch what I say when I become in anger. Because the things that you say in anger, they cut deep. And sometimes, I'm not even going to say you mean it. Sometimes you do mean it and sometimes you don't. But why even put that out there in the atmosphere? Why even put that in the atmosphere, in the energy field, if that's not even what you mean? So train yourself to have discipline because, yes, everybody gets on our nerves. My husband works my nerves. My kids work my nerves. The people I'm responsible at work my nerves. Sometimes I work my own nerves, right? But you can't lash out on people. You have to learn how to interact with people, especially the people that you value and you love, And that's a lesson for me. So this is just hitting home, but just value the people around you and just watch how you interact with them when you become low vibrational and you become angry, even if it's the both of y'all. You know what I mean? So what can we do when we both become low vibrational? Have that conversation. If you're not able to have that conversation, then you need to think about it on your own. And learn how to hold your tongue. So that's very important. You know what I mean? That Scorpio energy is real. And And what you say underneath this full moon in Scorpio is going to be very powerful. You heard what the book said about it being a time of magic. So what you speak out your mouth, you know, for those of you that like to wish that people die, or you wish that your own self, there's people that get angry and be like, you know, if I die, what are y'all going to do? I've said it sometimes. You know, so just watch when you say things like that. You may not think that it's a big deal, but it really is a big deal. And you don't want to put things like that into the air and then something happen and then you be boohoo crying. So if you just watch what you say, you don't have to worry about that guilt that you feel. Hold your mouth. Libras, whew. I just feel like calling out Libras right now because y'all just sloppy with your mouths. All the Libras I know. And y'all are the sweetest people in the world. For my Libra suns and my Libra moons. But, whew. So, Libra suns and Libra moons, especially for you, you know, just watch and hold. Capricorns too. I'm calling out the whole cardinal gang. You feel me? Sun and moon, you know, just be careful what you put out into the atmosphere when you're low vibrational, because y'all understand that we are low vibrational. We're not high frequency all the time. Everybody ain't, you know, oh, love and light and I'm happy. Like, if you happy all the time, either you high or you're crazy. You feel me? Like, we all have our ranges of vibration. But what is your, you know how you have a resting heartbeat? Like, what is your resting frequency wave? You feel me? So your resting frequency wave may be high, but sometimes we do go low and sometimes we do go high. So you just got to learn how to discipline yourself when you're high and when you're low. And it's not easy to do. Nothing that I ever say is easy. You know me. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Nothing is easily affixed in a day because you're thinking about it. This is some true hardcore work. And it seems simple, but it's not. It's not simple, right? It's not. If it was simple, everybody would be doing it. You know, so moving on. So the full moon of Scorpio just read us. You know, we got some weird type vibes. I feel I'm in a very weird place right now. I don't know how y'all all feel. I have no idea what's going on. You know, I'm trying to work on a brand. I don't like that. I like this. I don't like this. Like, I'm just really trying to find myself still. And that's okay. If you don't know where you are, it's okay. If it feels weird, it's okay. Just be in that space. Not everything ain't meant to be just come out. You know, there's chaos before there's organization, and sometimes you have to be in that storm, or in limbo, or just in that weird shift. I call it the paradigm shift. It's like literally you're vibrating. Your energy is vibrating to release and move on to something higher. And so it doesn't feel good. I got a lot of people that come to me and they, you know, they're like, they never, you know, see spiritual work as talking about the nasty part of spirituality, because they want to give you all the sugar and the fluff and stuff. I'm going to tell you the real, it's not easy. There are very beautiful aspects of spirituality when you're on your spiritual journey and the awakening, but there's also that dark aspect, and I respect them both. If you don't respect them both, you cannot heal, right? So we're in this weird space, or at least I am. I'm in this weird space, and I don't know what to do. It's driving me crazy, but I'm accepting that that's what's going on right now. I'm accepting it, and I'm just feeding my environment and my mind with things that's going to enlighten me, push me forward, you know, help me if I'm in a low vibration to kind of respect that a little bit, but then help pull me out of it. If I'm too high, kind of bring me down. And just like you said, find that balance and that tuning. This is definitely Libra. You know, if you have a Libra in your life, not necessarily vampirical, but like feed off that energy. You know, emulate the Libras in your life. The way how Libras move in life is just beautiful when they're operating in their light attributes, right? Not a messy Libra. I'm talking about like an organized, put together Libra. All right, so we're going to move on next to my Rebel Tarot cards. And these are very blunt. They have cursing on them. You know, they're just very direct. And so this says you're going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. Let me read that again. You are going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. Adults, and then for my younger people that are watching me, life is a little hard. It is. It can be, especially, you know, whatever your background is. But we all have our challenges. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, what culture you come from. what ethnicity you are. Every single person has challenges in life. This is how this place is set up here, you know? And so there may have been a time where everything was just aligning and going good for you. And right now, maybe you hit that patch, you know? And that's okay. That's the balance. That's the duality. There's duality. You can't be on top forever. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. The only thing that's perfect is imperfection, right? So, you know, if you're in a spot where it's difficult right now, reflect. That's the only thing you can do. You know, one of the movies that I love to compare this situation and this energy to is The Matrix, when Neo was stuck in the train station in limbo. He was in limbo. He didn't know what direction he was going. He didn't know how to get out of it. He was in a fucking situation. And what could he do? But just finally accept it. And then the opportunity came because he finally said, fuck it, I accept where I'm supposed to be at right now. If I'm not moving, if things are supposed to be thrown my way, what can I do to overcome these obstacles and challenges? What characteristics am I supposed to be building during this time? What am I supposed to be reflecting? What am I supposed to be releasing? This is not a time of misfortune. We have to understand that we have to look at our low vibrational situations as an opportunity to learn a life lesson in the shed and do the shadow work. We are where we're at, you know, for whatever reason. I'm not saying it's somebody's fault. I'm just speaking of what's going on right now and the reality that currently exists. And if you're vibing with this card, right? We all got to put our big boy, boxers on and our big girl panties on, and we got to handle life. And let me tell you, sometimes I may be a Capricorn, but when the doors is closed, I go through it. You know, the world may not see what I go through. Sometimes people that I'm a little bit close to, I become vulnerable and allow them to see that victim mentality that I sometimes portray. It happens. The victim archetype is one of the 4 archetypes that are built into our primary code. The victim archetype. But how are you utilizing the victim archetype? Are you allowing it to overcome you, or are you using it to understand that you don't want to be a victim, and then you're going to overcome your circumstances and you're going to figure out how, right? So everything's not always great sometimes. And, you know, as a Capricorn, we kind of dwell in depression, but in my depression, it helps me become a better person. Like, I think I reflect, and I respect the darkness. I respect that low vibration because it lets me know that I don't want to be there all the time. Sometimes you got to sit in that depression so you can understand and your soul can feel that you don't want to feel this way. Sometimes you know how people are really poor and then they just grind to become rich. That's the story of America, because when you feel something, you know, and if you're working on yourself and if you've awakened, you don't want to feel that low vibration no more. You're going to do everything in your power to change it. I'm finally tired of being obese and overweight. I'm tired of that feeling. So I'm starting to do something about it. Right? I'm starting to do something about it. I would have never respected my health if I didn't become obese. Is that messed up? Yes, it is. But hey, sometimes you don't value what you have until you don't have it. And then you get to reflect so you know what's missing. So let's respect that low vibration place sometimes. It's not easy, but you know, it's a must. And if you want to move forward, reflect. Reflect. Visualize what you don't. Visualize what you want. What's not in that space. Do a vision board. Write in a journal, write down goals, listen to music that's going to help put the subconscious. When you don't feel that, when I'm depressed and I can't get those feelings out of me from the inside, I put on music. Titus, Kid Cudi. I put on music, my go-to, my ambulance emergency music that's going to put that in me what I can't feel. Some people have art. People have things that when they do it, it just instills what they can't produce themselves at that moment because they're so depressed. Okay? So it's an opportunity. We're not saying it's good or bad. It's just an opportunity. Okay. This says rebel because fuck it. Okay. Rebel. And so, you know, people who like to follow orders or like a little bit of organization, earth signs, Capricorns, Virgos, Taurus, you know, people that like a little bit of stability. Now is the time for you to switch it up. You know, now is the time for you to switch it up. For all of my earth signs, I'm calling you out. Myself, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I need for you to rebel. Go against your schedule. You know, go against your list. Go against your to-do list. Set it aside. Do something spontaneous. Stop. Everything ain't always meant to be in order all the time. You know? And this is hard for me. I'm a Capricorn sun towards moon. Like, stability and structure, schedule. You know, I can adapt, but it's very hard for me. I'll do it, but inside it's tearing me up. So this is a calling out for my earth signs. Get with your air signs, get with your fire signs, get with the water, because they're moving in some type of way. Earth, you're fixable. Get with all the other signs and allow them to take you places that you are scared to go, scared to do, scared to think. Allow fire, water, and air to just let you release, right? Full moon in Scorpio. So just, yeah, get with them and just live life. I'm talking to myself too. Fucking live. Good God. All right, where are we going next?
I'm home.
Enoch, can you please go upstairs? Please. I'm doing a live video. Please.
Sorry.
Thank you. Put that bike down, because if you mess up that bike before it's built, you're not going to be able to ride it. Please wait for your dad to come home. Please go put your headphones on, please. Please. If I wasn't live, it's like, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. I have a little kid. That's new for me too. For those of y'all that are following, I'm having an adoption come up. That's my nephew, but I'm adopting him. It's my baby, my only nephew. Where we moving to next? So I'm gonna just move in. I'm feeling like sticking on the oracle cards right now. I'm gonna go to Goddess Guidance. And so I laugh when I pulled this, because literally, Born to Give, Willow Smith says love undying. And this is Esau, and she says undying love. This is just synchronicity. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. Okay, so you can't take back your love from somebody. No matter how, bad you don't want to. If you have love for somebody in your life, it's there. No matter how angry you are at them, no matter, if you guys are not speaking right now, and so you cannot cut it off. Once you've connected a love line, even energy cords, like this has nothing to do with energy cords. This just, like, love is what rules us. Love is what makes us vibrate higher. So you can't cut it off. All right. So stop. Respect. Again, respect it. Respect the energy. And let's see what the book has to say. Let's see what else we got going on. Yes, I use books. For anybody that's looking at this and want to read it back, I don't care. I use books and I intuitively read from the cards. So, love from your romantic partner is eternal, regardless of outward appearances. So sometimes, and this is for my women. This is for my women who are trying to change men. So, I don't want to piss too many people off, but, I respect everybody, but I do believe in a traditional home. That doesn't take away from anybody else's beliefs or what I respect, but I believe in a traditional home with a man and a woman. And particularly, I value the black family, because there's not a lot of black families. So for our women, for all women, particularly black women, please respect your man and understand that men communicate different than us. They don't communicate the same way. And so you need to educate yourself on how to interact with your men. Stop looking at these videos, these music videos, some of these celebrities. Like, stop listening to people that's not single. Like, if you're in a relationship, then you need to go to somebody older than you that can be a mentor, an older couple that's been married for like over 20 years or something. I don't know, but respect your man. Learn his love language, because men have a different love. Everybody has their own individual love language, but men and women have different love languages. My husband, his love language. Okay, all right. So where was I at? Respecting women, specifically. No offense to everybody else, but specifically my black women. We need to respect our men. Oh, I was getting ready to tell y'all about my husband and his love language. So I know that from a long day of work, he likes to get his back rubbed. So I'll rub his back until he goes to sleep. Little simple things he does. Kisses me on my forehead. Sometimes I'll ask him things. He may not answer, and he'll do it. So I've learned to just, don't, if I ask for something, he may not respond, and he'll do it. He'll do anything that this man will give me the shirt off his back, but just start observing your man. How does he operate? Some men have a difficult time communicating and expressing themselves the way how we express ourselves. Women are very expressive. We're very expressive. Men are not as expressive. So, continue to build that communication. Continue to talk about things when they happen. Pick your battles. Everything ain't meant to be talked over all the time when there's situations. But the ones that are key, the arguments or the disagreements where you can't move forward, take it in increments. Take it in increments. You know what I mean? But definitely, the communication has to be built up, and we can't keep, this mentality that men are this toxic masculinity. There's toxic femininity too. And to be honest, and I'm probably going to offend other people here too, but I'm not a feminist. I don't agree with feminism. I just don't. These things that we're programmed to be a part of, hurt us as women, and specifically black women. But we don't want to have those conversations. But I think about these things all the time. So I'm not allowing outside sources to tell me how I should communicate or how I should view my man. And, we need to start having respect for men. We need men. Men are providers in whatever form they are for you, and they are supporters, and we need each other. Men need women, and women need men. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this YouTube guy, Kevin Samuels. He's really big right now, and I've been listening to him heavy because he's been... So, damn, I lost my train of thought. Just our communication, I'm not allowing outside sources. Oh, respect. We need to respect our men. We need to respect and understand the role that they play, and understand that genetically men are supposed to be providers and supporters. That's what they do. That's what they're genetically made to do. So when you stop respecting men and start thinking that you don't need them, what's going to happen to men? What's going to happen to their thought process? Their place in society? Respect. And I can't push it enough, because the things that I'm seeing, in our society and our culture as Americans, and I don't know why we keep thinking that black, white, Chinese, like if you're American, you're American. We all have the same thought process as an American. I picked his name for that man has a purpose. Enoch has a purpose in life. My sister, it's crazy how I'm adopting him. My sister allowed me to name him, but he has a purpose for sure. I don't know. It just really saddens me how we're interacting with each other. Bad enough, I don't even want to say this pandemic has messed up our connections with humans anyway. So we're already being disconnected from each other, and then we don't know how to be connected as men and women. We don't know how to interact with each other. We don't know how to have relationships with each other, and it's wild. It's really sad and disheartening to me. So I can't stress enough for my women, specifically black women, to love your man, respect your man. What else we got going on? You're healing from a breakup. You're healing from some other type of loss. Let go of an old relationship to make room for a new one. The love that you send into the world is an important part of your divine purpose. Your deceased loved one is happy and sends you love. I've lost so many loved ones in 2021. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. So for those of us that have lost loved ones, don't reflect. What did their life mean to you? What did you get? What did they teach you? What can you pull from their life? I lost a cousin. He was like a brother to me, and he really taught me to keep your circle small. He was a Taurus, and I was a Taurus moon, and he kept his circle small. If he had to change his number, whatever he had to do to keep his circle small, he created the life that he wanted, even if it was a simple life, but it was a life that he loved, and he accepted, and he was happy with his life and his environment that he created. And he died, not speaking to a lot of people, but sometimes you may not resolve everything with people that you have issues with. Understand that. Sometimes you have to release things and let them go, and they may not be resolved. These are things, maybe if you're reincarnated, that's going to, come around, maybe be fixed in another lifetime. I don't know. But sometimes things don't get resolved in this lifetime. It is what it is, depending on, if you believe in reincarnation and what life cycle you're on, right? Next, we have Cordelia, and she says, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. No shit, for real? For real? This pandemic is wild. Everybody, I want to go outside. You know, it's one thing if I want to tell myself not to go out. It's another thing for you to impose restrictions on me. Like, what? Like, introverts around the world. Like, I want to go outside now. I want to do things. So, you know, save your money. Save your money. Look for discounts. Do the Groupon thing. I don't know. However you need to travel. Stack your bread so that you can go places. And I ain't talking about outside. I mean, there's 2 levels. Go outside like your house. Go for walks, get some fresh air, and then travel. Like, go outside. You know, take advantage of the situation that not a lot of people are traveling. You know, be cautious, of course. But you don't have to live your life in fear, you know? So just go outside. Please. Next, we're going to move on to the archetype card. Advocate. The light attribute inspires you to put compassion into everything that you do, into your actions. The shadow attribute is embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. So just be careful. This card is about integrity. This card is about integrity. So, you know, everything that you do anyway, you should put love into it, a little bit of thought. Slow down. You know, put purpose into what you're doing. And this goes for me too. I'm still learning, of course, learning social media, you know, how to interact with people. But just put purpose into everything that you do. And if you look at it that way, you don't have to worry about, you know, that compassion, you know. So just kind of don't do things when you're not passionate about it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, that's why it took me so long to get this reading. Like, if my spirit's not in it, I'm not doing it. And I respect any and everybody that gets like that because I know how it is, especially spiritual people, because we're moved by spirit. I'm not moved on my own time. I'm moved by divine timing. You know what I mean? So respect that and move when you have compassion, when you have a purpose behind your action, okay? Put your thoughts into action, but make sure that there's purpose behind that, okay? And if you're operating in your shadow attribute of this advocate archetype, you know, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain, if it's not because of spirit right now, and especially under this full moon of Scorpio energy, if you're going to do it, it's not going to work out. If it's not moved by your soul and your spirit, if you do it, it's not going to be a good outcome underneath this full moon, okay? So integrity comes up, like I said again, morals and ethics. And, you know, a lot of times, especially in this time, everybody ain't got the best integrity. You know, everybody don't have the best integrity. Everybody, you know, is doing some things for personal gain. And granted, I mean, we all are opportunistic to a certain degree. But, again, that balance, you know, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up, you know, to get what it is that you desire? Your integrity, you know? So just be careful of that. And sometimes it's hard to see. Listen to what people are saying around you, you know? Listen to how things are responding to you to figure out if you're moving just for personal gain, you know? Next, we have the chakra card. This is a little story. I love to read the stories in this. And this is the sacral chakra. And this is the service card. Okay? I love these stories. This is about Honey Adams. I attract to you whatever you desire if you give up your desire. Honey Adams loved her 3 children very much, and she had a rewarding family life, though sometimes she regretted never finding a career outside the home. At the end of her life, she realizes that this failure, quote-unquote, was not a failure at all. She achieved something more important, passing on a legacy of service to her daughter. Franny, being a mother is a great accomplishment. Are you seeing your life as it really is? Though we may wish things to be different, often we create just what we need. This is an opportunity to look at where you are today, give up what you think you deserve, and start being of service. How does the idea of service inspire me? How can I make the most of my present situation? What can I give? Look, goes back to that song I was playing with Willow Smith, Born to Give, right? Everything's flowing, even the music I was playing. Key ideas are favoritism, unwillingness to compromise your values, Didn't I just speak on integrity? Finding contentment, the joy of service, precious memories. Keywords are compassion, loyalty, and strength. Okay, so, you know, accept sometimes what's going on. You know, respect it and respect the roles that you play. You know, for me, I thought my life would be a little bit different. We all do sometimes. You know what I mean? Definitely didn't think I was going to have children. I have 2 daughters. Didn't know I was going to have to adopt my nephew. I'm adopting him. And so I've accepted that role as caregiver. You know, my earlier career, I was an early child care provider. I work with children. I love children. And I love, you know, feeding their subconscious minds to make them great people, you know, because it was something, well, I've had important people feed my mind, and that's why I make sure that, you know, my interactions with children, my nephew, whoever, that it's an inspiring one, because the person that I am is because of the adults that believed in me when I was younger. I had an impoverished childhood, and I had key people that reached out to me and just seen that uniqueness in me, no pun intended. And, you know, they interacted with me differently with the other children. Mecca, I'm live. I can hear you. And so it created these pockets of hope and reflection and whatever else, inspiration, to keep me going in what I've become today. So just be in service. When you see people, you know, it goes back to making sure that your actions are meaningful, right? The advocate card. Next we're gonna go to trust your vibes. Trust your vibes. The first one is sleep on it. And so these are for my nose. These are for my people that wanna, you know, rush to do everything. Sometimes I'm a quick decision thinker because I make very good decisions and I analyze and I process things really quickly. And so sometimes I don't have to reflect. But right now, underneath this full moon and Scorpio energy, Spirit is saying that you need to sleep on some decisions, especially important ones in your life. You know, if you're looking to get a home, to invest in something, especially investments, sleep on it. Just give it another play in your head, a scenario, write it out again, you know. Just play all aspects and perspectives out of the situation to see if you've covered everything. And use that Virgo energy, fine tuning in detail, you know, detail oriented. You know, read between the lines, look at the fine print, like whatever the situation may be. Now is the time to just think about some things, whether it be your relationship, your career, whatever it is, just give it a second thought. You know, maybe what you were thinking is not really what it is, and because you're quick to make a decision, you're not fully processing what's going on, right? This is definitely for me. And for those people that are quick to jump to conclusions, me too. I don't like mystery. So people that are like mysterious, you know, those type of people drive me nuts because I don't like surprises. I don't like mysteries. Like, dude, just put it all out there. Just so, you know, just roll it over again, you know, one more time before you act on it. Okay. This one I want to look at the card for, the book for, but it says stay in your own skin. So let's see what that says, and then I'll expound. Stay in your own skin. How long have I been? I've been on for a little while, y'all. This is awesome. See, and then when I am on, I'm on for a little while. So you guys are getting, yeah, I'm proud of myself. All right. Stay in your own skin. As a sixth sensory person, you have a tendency to become overly empathetic at times. You not only sense others' vibrations, but you also absorb and internalize them as your own. This is not only psychically unhealthy, but it can make you physically sick if you do it often. The cure is to mentally and emotionally stay in your own skin. Don't operate like a sponge, absorbing energy around you. It's okay to support others, but don't try to rescue them. It interrupts their growth and it harms you as well. Stay in your own skin by slowly breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth while focusing on your body. The more you breathe, the more you keep to your own spirit and allow others the dignity of managing their own affairs. Another key is to disengage, and is to see and name the physical objects around you. This 2-minute psychic energy adjustment resets your balance. Not only that, another perspective that I want to bring to this is the evil eye and jealousy and envy. Stay in your own skin. Everybody is unique. Everybody has their own divine beauty, soul, whatever it is, whatever your purpose is. Everybody has a purpose. When you start looking at other people and start not valuing who you are, you know, that becomes an issue for your own development, spiritually, emotionally. So, you know, respect other people, but respect what you bring. This is totally for me. Not being necessarily jealous, but issues. Me, I have self-esteem issues sometimes. I'm not going to lie. And like I said, don't get it twisted. Like, I know I'm a boss. Like, I'm a boss. You know what I mean? But there are times where I have self-esteem issues and I have to self-reflect and I question my own value. And I know if I'm doing it sometimes, I know it happens to other people and I'm going to speak on it. You know what I mean? I'm going to be as real as I can be on here. And so this is just Spirit is telling you that you are divine. You are unique. There is nobody like you. Can't nobody do what you do. Everybody has a purpose. And, you know, you need to start valuing and respecting your own self and your own purpose. Respect it, right? Respect it, right? Is there anything I want else to say? Yep. So just stay in your own skin, you know, however it may be, and just learn to find the value in who you are. You know, continue to push yourself. That Scorpio, that paradigm shift that I'm always talking about, it's going to be uncomfortable sometimes, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't move forward, you know? It is what it is. Prepare yourself, you know? If it's not real danger, then it's not real fear. If it's not real, if somebody's not with a gun about to shoot you and kill you, that fear that you're feeling is not real. It's your ego trying to hold you back. I'm totally speaking to myself right now. You know, so it is what it is. The next card is my self-care cards, and I keep pulling these. I actually pulled them on that little intuition thing I did the other day. Yesterday. Energy work. And particularly with our chakras, right? So energy work, do that energy work. Burn them candles. Get a white candle. You don't have to do nothing. You know, a lot of us get intimidated when we see these spiritualists and them doing all this stuff. Let me tell you that our ancestors had very little to work with. Did you think they had the fucking highest quality honey to do a honey spell with? Do you think that they bought the most expensive candle to burn? You know, do you think that they had all this stuff? No. Burn a white candle from the dollar store and put some salt, a ring of salt around that. And burn it until the black soot is going on the glass candle. Like, let's make this simple. Let's not overthink things and think that you have to have all these great things to create magic. No, you don't. Simple magic is the most effective magic. Simple magic is the most effective magic. That flame in that candle is the most effective when you put your manifestations, your affirmations into that candle. Okay, so just remember that. You don't have to. I swear when I have more time, I'm going to go through I've got classes on all this stuff, y'all. If y'all was following me from the beginning, y'all know I was class heavy. I got so many classes and resources. And I'm gonna try to get them out there. You know, like I said, I got school. I don't want to make no promises because I don't like to do that. But I will push myself to make sure that I start revisiting and sharing this information again. Going live. You know, teaching a lot about candle magic. I used to do all of that. That's because I was working part-time. I did so much money attraction, spells, and manifestations that I'm the boss now for a Fortune 500 company, so I'm not part-time like how I used to be. You know, I created this business to offset my lack of income, and it ended up creating a lot of income for me. So, yeah, I'm just not in the same space, but I'm working it out. I'm trying to find that balance. So energy work, you know, make sure you get your energy right. You take spiritual baths. Again, nothing major. Epsom salt, some lavender, some rose petals, essential oils, lavender, eucalyptus is good. So let's just keep things simple. You know, we don't have to do these great things that, you know, other people may or may not be saying you need to do. Intuition. I just pulled these 2 cards. Look, y'all seeing how good I shuffled everything. Intuition, you're just really not believing in yourself. You're really not believing in yourself. your own inner guidance. You're taking advice from other people, not listening to your own advice, and the advice that you're getting from other people is going against how you really feel. And only you know what's best for you. No matter if it's a life lesson that you got to learn, it's your life, and ultimately you need to just go ahead and deal with your intuition. If you hard-headed and you don't want to listen to nobody, then you go ahead and you're going to get the life lesson, whether it's good or bad. So I'm not necessarily looking at intuition right now as a good or bad thing. You have to learn, you have to use your intuition in order to allow it to get stronger, in order for it to, in order to have discernment. So utilize your intuition, and you'll start to see when you go against it or when you're in flow with your intuition, okay? Whew. Oh my God, I've been talking forever. All right. This is, what is this, a cosmic reading? And I'm not going to expound too much on this card because I still got like a whole bunch more. But it says move forward. And I was just playing that Kid Cudi song earlier, Reborn. I'm so reborn, keep pushing forward. Like sometimes when you don't know what else to do, there's only two things you can do. You can either be still or you can move forward. But you cannot move backwards, and going left to right, that ain't nothing. That ain't taking you nowhere, So when you have nothing else to do, you either stand still or you move forward. So right now, Spirit is saying that you need to move forward. So maybe you're in that low vibration space that I was talking about earlier, and now is your opportunity to get up out of that. Learn the lesson that you need to learn, and let's keep going. And just like this card here said, the Rebel Tarot, you're going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Get your tired ass up and handle it. Move forward. Okay? Now, that's not saying that you ignore your emotions and how you feel and what you're going through. Make sure that you're journaling. Make sure that you're releasing as you're moving forward. But that should not, you've been stagnant long enough. Oh, this shit is just talking to me. It's like I'm talking to myself. I don't even know why I do this for y'all, because I be feeling like this shit for me. You've been stagnant too long, and it's time to stir things up, shift things, and that's why we're in that weird vibrational full moon of Scorpio space, right? Stop being stagnant. Go outside. Undying love. Do the things that inspire you and that you love to do. Do it. It don't matter how old you are. It doesn't go away. I love to draw. I love listening to music. I like watching documentary. I like nerdy shit. I'm not going to get into everything. I just like nerdy stuff. I like watching anime. I like watching cartoons. And I don't care what nobody got to say. I love Saturday morning cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Batman, Justice League. I just downloaded HBO Max. Well, hubby got it. And I watched all the Justice League stuff. I love DC. I got Batman tattooed on me. So just, do those simplistic things that you love to do as a child, bring them back. We all have that inner child that needs to be healed. And so, you not acknowledging that inner child, children have undying love, just like dogs do. That's why I'm a dog person. That undying love for me, So you can't fight these things, and I didn't even think of that when I pulled the card. Like, stop fighting the things that you love to do. You cannot step away from them. You are who you are. You love what you love. As long as it's not anything like illegal or detrimental, pedophiles or nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, if you have a passionate love for something, then you need to entertain it and you need to fulfill it, or at least entertain it, That's the only way that you're going to grow. I love French. I've been getting into, now I watch French shows, on YouTube. I'll listen to it for a few hours. Right now I'm reading Alice in Wonderland, an audiobook in French. It's something that I love to do. People make fun of me. I don't care. I've loved French my whole life. I hear it and listen to it better than I can speak it. I can read and understand it, and now I'm trying to allow myself to understand it while people are talking it fast. So, the things that you love and you have passion for, it doesn't matter how old you are. There's no reason to stop doing what you love to do. That's what makes you who you are as a person. Being a mom does not take away from your undying love for things that you love to do, right? Being a man, being a provider does not take away from things that you love to do as a person, as a human being, right? So step back from these roles, these archetypes that we have built, and Start doing the stuff that you love. Hold on, let me take a minute to reflect. This is a lot to process. And I get that a lot too, y'all, when I do events. I do virtual events and I do physical events, of course, with masks and, COVID-19 safe and everything. But when I get finished with my readings, everybody's like, this is so much to process. Like, this is a lot to process and to reflect on. Let me regroup and see where I'm at. I should have went on Clubhouse. I didn't even think about it. And opened up a room so that they could hear the reading. That's something that I wanted. That's an idea I got too. I got so many ideas. I got to put my thoughts into action. So next I have the universe has my back cards. And this one says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Right? I messed that all up. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. This ain't a tactic. Really, this is natural. I don't have to practice, right? And so that's Titus, my energy. And this is the reason why I go back to the songs that I listen to, the music that I listen to when I go through my paradigm shifts, because it reminds me of things. When I can't find my own words, I revert back to songs or whatever, affirmations or whatever. I am love and miracles are natural. It comes natural. I don't have to practice. So when you start understanding that your spirituality and your magic is natural, when you think things, you're creating things, things become thoughts. When you understand the power of your tongue, you realizing that you're the only one holding yourself back by your thoughts, the way how you speak over your life and your existence, right? I am love and miracles are natural. This is natural. Synchronicity. Everything, your ancestors, your spirit guides aligning with you to create everything that comes naturally. Naturally. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I am being guided. I always trust the direction of the universe and I know I'm being guided. Again, hold on, let me filter the lyrics to my energy. Damn it. I can't think of them now. I always trust the direction of the universe and I know I'm being guided. Oh my God, I'm trying to correlate this card with the energy song and I can't think of the words. It'll come to me. If it do, it do. But just listen to My Energy by Titus and you'll see what I'm talking about. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Okay? So yeah, I trust the uni. I don't question. Alright? So don't question. Sometimes it's hard. If you don't know where you're going, you feel like you're in limbo, you're stuck. That limbo mode that I talked about, that paradigm shift. I always trust the direction of the universe and I know I'm being guided. You have to have faith. You have to have certainty. If you don't have that faith and certainty, then you're setting your own manifestations up for failure. You have to know. Even when things may seem like they're not really working out, you have to have in your subconscious mind, you have to say, I know that everything is going to work out. I know that everything is going to work out in the end. No matter what's going on, no matter how chaotic it may seem, everything is going to work out. And so when you put that out there, even when you don't feel it, you got to listen to things. You got to have affirmations. You got to have vision boards. Surround yourself with things that reflect this. I always trust the direction of the universe and I know I'm being guided. You have to surround yourself through music, sight, sound. When you're at your lowest, you have to put these things in you. They're not going to get in you. Society's going to program you. You have to do your own programming, deprogram and reprogram. That's really important. You just don't know. And sometimes it takes a long time. It took me years to deprogram from society. I'm one of those people that you would call a conspiracy theorist. I question everything that society and the government has to throw at me. That's just, where I am in life. I don't even know why I brought that up. So, Where are we going next? All right, essential oils. I have patchouli. I love patchouli. And patchouli is good to use in magic because it represents the physical realm and it allows things in the physical realm to happen. And so this represents being earthly. And the trigger statement is, I hate my body. The true statement is, my body is my temple. Remember that you are a spiritual being having an earthly experience. Revere your loyal, sacred body. A lot of us are not out here respecting ourselves. And I am one of them. Once again, I'm about to just flip this whole table because these cards keep calling me out. I was not respecting my body. I was not respecting what I was putting in my body, the food that I was eating, not being healthy, not listening to certain music, certain things, you have to respect your body. When you realize what love really means, what self-love really is, you're not going to eat the crap that you've been eating. And I'm not here to push no health kick on nobody, but when you really start loving yourself, you value what you're investing, not only in your mind, but in the food, in the music you listen to, your environment, your interactions with people. You're going to start respecting your energy field, your space. And you're going to start viewing things differently. You're going to look at that soda, like people that drink 4 and 5 sodas a day. Do you know what that's doing to your insides? If you want to drink soda, okay, drink soda. But do you have to have 5 sodas, 6 sodas? And what? Imagine what 1 soda is doing to you. And then you're going to drink 5 sodas every single day? Just think about that. Think about America as a whole. This is another reason why I got to go against the grain. I cannot do what everybody else is doing. This is why I'm on my personal journey. And my goal one day is to be a vegan because everybody's just eating all kinds of meat. Everybody's obese, including myself. So I'm not just sitting here pointing a finger. I'm pointing at myself. We Americans, we're just so freaking greedy. And it's just food everywhere. Like, it just got to the point where I didn't even, food just made me sick to look at. We just go out and we eat. We go out, we eat, we drink. What else is there to do? There's got to be other things that you can do. And sometimes for people that are impoverished, there's nothing else to do but to do that. And that's why, the more money that you get and the more resources you get, you can eat a little bit different. But you don't have to have a lot of money to be plant-based. Lentils. I literally buy lentil beans, pinto beans. How much beans cost? $2-3 a bag, if that. So let's change our thought process when we think about eating healthy. You don't have to have a whole lot of money. Yes, fruits and vegetables cost money, but guess what? Me and my husband, we used to go to the community center where they gave out free organic food to all walks of life. It was homeless people there, corporate people there. We were getting organic food. So maybe you need to research your environment and see what there's to offer if you can't afford organic food. So let me tell you how, if you want it, it's going to be accessible. Me and my husband was struggling so bad, we did not feed ourselves one summer. We ate off of the community center and we had organic food, okay? Fruits and vegetables, okay? We did not kick out no money for food one whole summer. All we had was money for our bills, okay? So there's opportunities. You need to get out there and go into the world and go into your community. And look, the resources are there if you want them. If you want them, again, go outside and look for the resources and stop waiting for things to fall into your lap. Move forward. Everything's not going to fall in your lap. And everybody's not going to tell you everything. Sometimes you got to do a little bit digging yourself. You'll respect it more. Sometimes you got to do some digging yourself. Okay, so, this card, I'm like, well, how did I get here? Okay, so respect your body. Respect the things that you're putting into. Respect the conversations, the teachings, whatever that you're ingesting, investing, seeing. Respect your body. And if you say you love yourself, then show yourself how much you love yourself. If you say you love yourself, then show yourself how much you love yourself. Show up for yourself. Stop showing up for other people. Show up for yourself. Because you can't love nobody else until you love yourself. And so your environment, your mental health, your status is going to show you how much you love yourself, right? I've been there. I go through it now, and I'm still learning, and I'm still developing, The respect for my body, I feel so much better. I feel lighter. I don't eat as much. I literally could eat a whole platter. I just was talking to the people at my job. We would sit and eat a whole platter of food for lunch. And now I look at that, and I'm like, yo, that's 2 days worth of food. And they're like, what? That's 2 days worth of food now. Sometimes all I eat is one meal a day. If that sometimes. So it's okay to skip a meal. You're not going to die if you don't eat a meal. It's okay to skip a meal. You know what your body does? Research what your body does when you actually skip meals. It helps eat up the shit in your body. When it's not focusing on digesting food. Do you understand how much your health can change when you stop allowing your body to just focus on digesting food? Your body does so much more. Why are you just limiting it to just digesting the food that you're eating? Sitting there eating to your full. Like I said, I'm not getting on nobody. Somebody need to hear this. And I do it. I've been there. I've done that. And I still struggle with it. I get to my points where I like splurge a little bit, but it's different from where I was 4 months ago. I'm not eating a whole platter now. You know, me splurging is like eating an entire burger. I went to Red Robin yesterday with my daughter and I ate a whole burger and I was so full and I had 2 drinks and I was miserable, you know? So like before I would eat the fries, the burger, the appetizer and 2 drinks and drink my water. And so I just sit and I look at how I used to like, where did all of it go? I see where it went. It went in my stomach. Like, you know, it's wild. So respect your body.
I went to Robin before this lesson.
That's great, son. Thank you. So, thank you. I'm live.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so respect your body. Somebody need to hear that. The next one is neroli. I've never heard of this essential oil, neroli. It represents unity, and the trigger statement is, I am unstable. The true statement is, I am aware. You are strengthening the connection between your energetic and physical bodies to help you manifest your goals, okay? That's deep. So just be aware, no matter your vibration, just be aware of your surroundings. Always reflect. How am I feeling? What's going on? Why is this happening? You know, reflect on the interactions that you're having with people, how people are interacting with you. This is how you start to get that sense of self and who you are too, you know? So just reflect. So I have 3 crystals, and then I have 3 tarot cards to get into, and then we'll pretty much be done. Oh my God, thank goodness you're home, because he's been bugging me about that bike. I'm live.
I'm about to take all this stuff.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, dear. Oh, Daddy's home. Thank the gods. This boy would drive me crazy about this bike being built. Go help your father. Oh, no, you're eating the ice cream. I was going to say go help with the trash, but your hands are full. Okay. Where am I at? Crystals. We have Quantum Quattro. These are going to be interesting. We've got Black Tourmaline. This is for protection. And then we've got Bloodstone. I pulled this card the other day when I did that reading. So it's funny how cards are reappearing. Oh, I just dropped my tea. No. I'll get it. Oh, man.
Did you get
my loose leaf tea. Aw. Alright. Enoch, do you mind getting me...
Your napkin?
Yes, please. Thank you. I appreciate it. I need a napkin. Just grab me one real quick. My nose is getting runny. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. Alright, so we're going to get into Black Tourmaline because it's number 1. This is for protection, like I stated. Black Tourmaline absorbs negative energy and affords excellent energetic protection, enhancing your physical vitality. Get your hands on some Black Tourmaline if you can, especially underneath this full moon of Scorpio energy. You're adaptive, adjusting to new places and new situations. You have clarity of thought and analyze situations rapidly. Let go of overcautiousness, but stay protected. You sense it when people wish you ill. You may be carrying a family or past life curse creating dis-ease. We ain't claiming none of that. Recognize that negative thoughts and actions harm others and yourself. Strengthen your protection. Consolidate plans and be realistic. You'll soon see the way through obstacles. Ensure you are well protected. Ill wishing or envy may be directed your way. Neutralize bad energy without harm to others. Watch your thoughts. Attend to practical matters. Be generous and give others freedom. neutralizing toxic energies from your environment, shielding yourself from ill-wishing or EMF stress, and detoxifying your body supports well-being. This is an earthly frequency, and its timing is Capricorn. So for all my Cap suns, Cap moons, Capricorn placements, wherever it is, you're going to need black tourmaline to assist you, okay? Next, we have the Bloodstone. And this deals with multi-dimensional healing. It's in that category. Perseverance. Look at that. This is aligning. What do we have here? Keep moving forward, right? Perseverance is also a Taurus trait. It's a big Taurus trait. So I'm calling out my Taurus suns and my Taurus moons. This is kind of speaking to y'all. Keep it moving. So, Bloodstone has always had a powerful connection. Poor thing. Bloodstone has always had a powerful connection with maintaining vitality, regulating menstruation, and staunching blood loss, as well as purifying the kidneys. So I also feel like, since it's talking about kidneys and detoxing, maybe some of us need to go to the doctor and see how our kidneys are. Get some tests run. You're a magical being, an amalgam of your individuality, your family, and your environment. I have no idea what that word means, and I gotta look that up because I don't like saying things I don't know what it means. Amalgam. 2 A's. Let me look that up real quick. I was supposed to do this by my dad. You know what? I don't know what happened. I'm all over the place. I see. Amalgam meaning. A mixture or blend. A curious amalgam of the traditional and the modern. Okay. All right. So, where was I at? Wow, you are a magical being, an amalgam of your individuality, which is basically a mixture or a blend of your individuality. So basically it's saying that the magic is blended within you. It's nothing that you can separate yourself from. Let go of the past. Look closely at your ancestral line. Recognize toxic patterns subconsciously running your life. Literally, full moon in the Scorpio is releasing that negative and toxic energy. Break away. Be strong. You may be unnecessarily aggressive or defensive. Acknowledge mistakes and let inner disharmonies be transmuted. Detoxification and chaos precede transmutation. Remember that paradigm shift I talked about? That limbo space, that low vibration. That releasing. Once you release, that's when the transmutation can take place. Perseverance is needed. Locked doors open. Obstacles are swept away and romance blossoms. Preserve your good reputation. Recognize your enemies and keep them close. Do not be deceived. A farewell is called for. Mourn appropriately and let go. You are a spiritual warrior. Be assertive. This is for me, that part. Nourish your blood and you revitalize your whole body. I know that there's like blood detoxes that people do. I don't know, sometimes like I post this guy, his name is Tyrone. I'll post like some of his comments from Facebook in my story sometimes. He has like a blood detox. He has a lot of holistic minerals and stuff like that. So I've never done a blood detox. Maybe that's something that I need to look into as well. Do some research on it. This is again earthy frequency, and the timing is Aries, Libra, and Pisces. Can you leave radio alone? Thank you. Go wash your hands. Are you finished? Please wash your hands and your face. Don't touch anything. Thank you. Aries, Libra, and Pisces. Okay, Aries, Libra, and Pisces. So this is for the Aries, Libra, Pisces sun. Aries, Libra, Pisces moon. Specifically for y'all. Y'all need this bloodstone right now, okay?
Can I wash my hands? Can I wash my hands?
Next we have Quantum Quantro. And this is about synergy. Synergy. Let me look up that word for y'all. I mean, I know what it is, but I want to explain it like specifically, so we just gonna look it up. Synergy. The interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. So synergy is energies combining, more than one, combining to make a greater effect than it would be if they were separate, okay? So that's the kind of energy that this crystal is bringing. Okay, so that's the kind of energy this crystal is bringing. It has amazing healing power and a dramatic effect on physical vitality. It brings about an energetic shift and integration. So, ooh, and it's a lot of zodiac signs that's going to benefit from this card. You are an extremely complex person who is seeking wholeness within yourself. Yes, I am. I'm very complex. Examine all facets of your personality, especially those you hide from yourself or others. So we go with that shadow work. Except those of value. What was we talking about earlier? Valuing yourself, right? Find the gift hidden deep within the mistakes. What did I tell you earlier about being in that low vibration situation and using your intuition, whether it presents or puts you in a bad spot or not, but you're not going to know if you don't use your intuition. Okay, so the mistake that you've created by trying to learn to discipline your intuition, by training your intuition, you're going to make mistakes because you make mistakes when you learn things, right? But you can't learn if you don't make the mistakes. So you're going to make mistakes when it comes to ignoring or listening to your intuition. Was that really me? Was that other outside voices? So, this is going to really mean a lot, right? And so once you identify the lessons within the mistakes that you've made, you'll understand why you actually listen to your intuition. So maybe it was like a win-win situation after all, Just let's think about things differently here. Find the gift hidden deep within mistakes. Forgive and let go. Release yourself from codependencies and abusive relationships. Heal your inner child. Recognize the resources that you have to draw on. What was I talking about earlier? Especially with the patchouli card and respecting your body and eating and maintaining a different kind of lifestyle, a healthier lifestyle. You're not utilizing your resources, okay? Karmic aspects need healing. Your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems. So dig deep and see all sides. Wait a minute. Where's that card? Where is it? Oh. What I tell you earlier, sleep on it. Why? Because your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems. Because you asked a half-assed question. Because you're not analyzing the information as you should be, right? Your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems. So dig deep and see all the sides. The power of the whole is much greater than its component parts. Once you have all the information, you are invincible and evolve rapidly. So sleep on it. Stop being so quick to make decisions, no matter how great your decisions are. And see, that's me. Because I told y'all, as a Capricorn, I make great decisions. Great decisions, right? The spirituality thing, especially in my career, I'm boss, right? But in other aspects, I'm not as strong. And I recognize that, right? And so, certain things I do have to understand that I don't have that quick clarity, the Candace Renee. I don't have that clarity in all aspects of my life, only in some. And that's okay, because we're all not perfect. We're not perfect. The situations and the aspects of my life that I do have that clarity in, that's fine. But right now, you need to focus on the aspects of your life where you do not have that clarity. You need to sit and focus on those to help develop yourself, your character, right? And so that you can get that clarity that you need. So sleep on it. Recognizing that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own well-being. Excuse me, y'all are literally having like an argument at the top of the steps where I could hear y'all. This is my life. Recognizing that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own being. Once you stop trying to control other people or thinking that the actions that you do is going to influence other people, you're going to evolve and it's going to enhance your own well-being. Recognizing that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own well-being. Autonomy. Autonomy comes to mind, but we're going to look up that actual word. Autonomy. And why am I saying it? Autonomy. The right or condition of self-government. In Kantian moral philosophy, the capacity of an agent to act in accordance with the objective morality rather than under the influence of desires. Okay, so not only are you self-governing, but you're not operating under the influence of desires. Okay. And so when you have autonomy, meaning that you self-govern, you don't have to worry about nobody else. The people that are meant to be influenced by your energy are going to be influenced by your energy, right? And that comes into another question. Sometimes we don't like, or maybe we're surprised by who's influenced by us, right? Maybe we're trying to get a different target audience, and we've got the target audience that we've got. So this is for my creators out there. My creators out there, you know, your energy is your energy, and especially if you're a diverse, creative, complex person, watch and see the kind of people that respond to you and your energy, and you know, respect it. You know, there's so many different walks of life of people and cultures out there. And this is definitely for me too, like just not really being aware of your target audience and who you're influencing. So, you know, and especially, I don't know if you guys are familiar about the human design, which, you know, Titus and the Candace Renee kind of helped me understand. And as a generator, I understand that I can't make certain things happen. I have to allow for things to happen. So what I need to do is just focus on me, and then things will happen for me. So for those of you that understand what human design is, my generators, manifesting generators are a little bit different. You guys don't have to work as hard as regular generators do, but ultimately, stop trying to push things in your environment and allow things to kind of flow. And that synergy will happen. Spirit and your action, that's the two elements. Remember synergy? When two energy components come together and they enhance? Spirit and your action, those are two different synergies. Your thought process is another synergy. So let's really understand what that means and break it down so we can understand. All of these things are different components. When you put them all together, it enhances what you're trying to achieve. So just understand the synergies that you're using. What are you utilizing? What are you pairing together to help manifest? This is a very high frequency crystal. It energizes all. And the timing, so these are the people that need it. Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. All of those. Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Sun. Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Moon. It's holistic healing for the soul. This is going to touch your soul. And I feel like right now, and Capricorn's on here, where I am in my life, I'm doing a lot of soul healing, like deep within. I'm such a freaking deep, complex, weird person, but it's cutting deep. Alright. We have 3 cards left. You guys have been beautiful. You guys have been awesome and patient with all my life. This is it. This is the Unique Divination brand. The kids, the family. Thank you guys. I appreciate you supporting my energy. Alright. Three of Cups reversed. King of Cups reversed. Seven of Pentacles reversed. So, Three of Cups reversed. We've got some obstacles and challenges with connections. Upright, this card is called Lord of Abundance. And we've got Mercury and Cancer on here. So there's, you know, communication issues.
We're not going nowhere. We're going to fix the bike in the front.
Thank you. We've got communication issues. We've got issues with being honest and expressing ourselves with our loved ones. Sometimes, you know, we kind of hold back what we have to say. And this comes up, the conversation that I had earlier about being angry and just saying whatever in that low vibration space. And you got to learn how to communicate effectively, especially when it comes to your emotions. So it's not okay to cuss people out, your loved ones, you know, say nasty things to them when you're angry. It is okay to express how you feel. You're making me feel like this. I don't like when you do this. I feel like you're not respecting me. I feel like such and such. Like, don't be saying stuff like you ain't shit, you're a bitch, you know, nasty things like that. You know, I hate you. You know, I wish you were dead. Things like that. Like, I'm angry. You know, I mean, you don't have to say it as corny and as dry as I'm saying it, of course. But, you know, look, I'm not feeling how you acting right now. You know, this is what's going on. Or, you know, I really appreciate when you did this. Not only do we need to learn how to communicate when things are wrong, we need to learn how to give praise to the people around us. I really appreciate when you did this for me the other day. You really didn't have to do it. You know, I love how you do this. This is great when you do that. Start giving out compliments and just expressing yourself to people, period. And watch how you get it back. That's why I'm always telling people I love you, and, you know, to all of y'all, you know, because I get it back. Y'all send the love right back. You know, always complimenting people, praising people. You get it back. You know, you definitely get back what you put out. So just, you know, focus, because this was reversed. Let's focus on communicating effectively, whether it be because you're angry or, you know, those low vibrational emotions, or those high vibrational emotions where you need to acknowledge and appreciate and show acknowledgement, okay? Next we have another cup card that was reversed, and this is King of Cups. So, you know, we're dealing with a lot of emotion here, which is really not surprising because the full moon is Scorpio. Water sign. So we've got all types of weird, funky emotions kicking up. Some of them we may not even be familiar with. You may need to journal to write down to understand how you're feeling. You know, they teach us this in school, you know, when we're little. I'm happy, I'm sad. You know, sometimes emotions aren't as easy as that. They're not, sometimes they're complex, and they have big words for certain emotions, you know? So, like, I don't know. Try to search for the word to express how you feel. Don't just leave it hanging, even if it's, I'm elated, I'm surprised, I'm anxious, I'm happy. Like, let's get with the vocabulary. Like, I'm sorry, I love words. I think it's really cool and beautiful to use the English language. Nobody's going to tell me that I'm a black person and I'm using English. Like, this is the language of the land that I live in. You know, what do you mean I articulate myself in a certain manner because I'm black? So let's get all of that out of there. For those of you that fall under that category, like, learn the English language. Learn words.
Oh, Dad?
You know, learn words. Learn different meanings of words so that you can start expressing yourself in a different type manner. Period. Especially for my musicians. You need to learn words. You know, we've got lyricists like Nas. One of the greater lyricists, I would say, of this time is Daylight. Daylight is, if anybody knows about him, he is just incredible with his word and his word plays. Like, you can't even understand what he's talking about until you really sit and reflect and think about what he's saying. So let's appreciate words, and let's look up different words to use to describe our emotions and how we're feeling and how we can interact with people. And no matter how corny people think you are, all you're doing is elevating your mind and putting yourself in a different development. Okay, so, you know, for those of you that are afraid to, like, learn, and I know that sounds crazy, and I'm not trying to be funny. I grew up in a suburbs and a city environment, and so, you know, I was exposed to a lot of different things in the suburbs that I was not exposed to in the city, and I was ridiculed for it. You know, another thing that I like to pride the younger generation on is y'all are free. I didn't have that opportunity, to be free. And sometimes I do have resentment and jealousy of the younger generation because I did all the weirdo stuff that y'all did. I was into all of that. I'm into heavy metal. I love heavy metal. And I was ridiculed for it when I grew up. So that's why I have these self-esteem issues, kind of because of the society, how I grew up. You guys run free. Y'all do what y'all want. Y'all express yourselves the way how y'all want. Y'all wear your hair. I was into colors and all that when I was younger, and a lot of people just made me really feel like a weirdo for it. And I'm really suffering from it now, and I'm trying to heal from it. Which kind of double back to this card, the King of Cups reversed. So, a queen or a king is about having wisdom, right? Cups are about emotions, relationships with people. This is reversed because you're not using discernment. You're not learning from the mistakes that you have in relationships with your parents, your children. For those of you that have children, you're creating the same mistakes that you said that you wouldn't with your parents. So this is me calling you out. Spirit is calling you out. You keep saying that you don't want to be like your mother and your father, but yet you're doing it. Your mother and your father did what they had to do. There's no book. There's no playbook that comes to raising children. You respect your parents, but you learn from them, good or bad. But you're not learning. You didn't learn anything. You're literally doing the same things that your parents did to you. Right? So you're being called out to use discernment and learn from your environment and everybody around you, because you've been put in the situation and you're not learning. Okay? So some people have to learn from mistakes, but what I'm talking about is you've been put in that situation and you're doing the same thing, so you're not learning. So if you're watching this, Spirit is calling you out to stop. Like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. You're going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. Okay? So, discernment, wisdom. These things I've been talking about them in this entire reading. Discernment. Let's look up that word. The ability to judge well. Okay, that is something, again, that it's a skill. Some people have it more effortlessly than other people, but ultimately, discernment is a skill. I have very good discernment. That I pride myself on. In most things, right? In most things, but there are situations and opportunities that I can learn and have better discernment, okay? So, discern what's real and what's not. What's your emotions and what's actually factual, right? Because our emotions, how we're feeling, are not always factual. It's just how we feel. Sometimes there's triggers that allow us to respond to situations in a way that we shouldn't, right? So use discernment and wisdom when it comes to life lessons and relationships and your emotions. Like, enough is enough. That victim archetype, you're in the shadow attribute of your victim archetype, right? And then lastly, but not leastly, we've got Seven of Pentacles reversed. And this kind of just piggybacks off of what I just said, because sevens to me, when I read tarot, always deals with caution. So it was reversed. Pentacles deals with the physical real world. So like, you're just out here moving wild. Like, you're not using discernment, no judgment with your interactions with people, decisions that you may be making. Like, you just wilding. You like DMX and Belly running the red lights. Talking about, I'm smoking weed, running red lights, all this. Like, y'all remember that saying, right? That's literally how you out here operating. Like, you DMX and Belly right now. Like, can't nobody touch you. And what happened to DMX and Belly? He got locked up. And then he converted over to Islam, and we all know the story of Belly. If you haven't seen it, my young Padawans, you need to see Belly. Belly 2, I'm a movie person too. The game was in Belly 2. I respect it, but ain't nothing like the first Belly, because DMX was the greatest, okay? So, stop, being out in these streets like you DMX and Belly, just riding through, running red lights, fuck a book, all that. Like, we not doing none of that. Like, we using discernment, we using judgment, we're reflecting, we're thinking about our actions. If we hurt somebody, we're reflecting on it, and we're asking ourselves, what can we do to do better? If we can apologize to that person, apologize and let them know moving forward, I know what I need to do better. If you can't apologize, or if you somehow don't want to because you're ego, then at least show the person that you're going to do better, okay? Okay? But we definitely need to utilize discernment and better judgment out here in the real world. There are real world consequences to things that you do. Rewards and consequences. That's duality. Okay? So if you do certain things, that's how karma works. Karma is not good or bad. That's another thing that irks me about the social media, is that everybody thinks that if you do something bad will happen. There is plenty of people that do bad shit and they living their best life. Karmic lessons are layers, and life cycles, it's very deep. So karma is not a good or a bad thing. It's an effect, right? So all your actions intertwine and create those karmic effects, right? So just remember that. Good or bad actions, sometimes bad actions can have a good effect somewhere else. We never know. We don't know. But ultimately, just reflect, is what I'm saying, on your actions and things around you. This card also means Lord of Success Unfulfilled, upright. So even though it's reversed, it's not necessarily a bad card. Upright is Lord of Success Unfulfilled. Look at the flowers. They're not budding. It's dry, you know. They're not blooming. There's no water on this card. And then we've got Saturn and Taurus. Okay? But it's reversed. So I feel like, you know, if we couple it with the other cards, if you move forward, if you take ownership for your emotions and your own interactions and that autonomy that I spoke of, you know, if you do the energy work, you know what I mean? And then, you know, if you realize that everybody has their fair share of fucked up shit and you just get up and handle it, things are going to turn around for you. So, you know, Saturn and Taurus is asking you to reflect back on all the life lessons, you know, and then once you've reflected on everything that you need to reflect on in this shift, then you will move on to the next stage. And then there will be something else different to reflect on, because there's always levels. You're always going to be reflecting. That's a part of this realm right here. Saturn and Taurus. So, you know, and this is Lord of Success Unfulfilled again. So it's reversed. So I said all of that to say, once we couple all of this, all of these synergies, we learned some words in this video. Once we couple all of these synergies together, you'll create success, right? Because you'll be trying. You're actually, you know, moving forward, okay? So Lord of Success Unfulfilled becomes Lord of Success Fulfilled, because you've worked on yourself. You've done all the work. We've literally talked about in these cards for the last, I don't even know how long, okay? There's a lot of work to be done. And like I said, if I'm looking at a time frame, I can give some time frames. I'm not scared to give time frames. A lot of people are scared to... Alright, so if I'm looking at a time frame, we've got Cups and we've got Pentacles. So, I mean, Cups represent spring. Spring is already here. Pentacles represents the winter time. It's going to take you the duration of the year to fully tap into all aspects of everything that was touched on in this reading. It's going to take you the entire year to evolve and to heal from all of these things that we brought up. And to me, that feels like a realistic goal, especially with my weight gain. I was 221, 187. I keep going back and forth between like 187, 192. And I know that dropping the weight, especially with the slow process that I'm taking it as, is not going to be easy. And, you know, I've got to weather the storm. But taking things slow, sleeping on things, allows you to understand the process, allows you to reflect. You learn your weaknesses, your strengths, and it helps you to build that discipline and the training that you need to move forward in life. Yeah, y'all, we got a lot of work to do. We can do it. If you want it, if you have that desire. I always talk about the will with a capital W. Let me see if there's a... Yes, I'm still alive. I'm almost done. The will with a capital W. Let's see if that shows up as a different kind of meaning, because it is a different kind of meaning. The act or process of using or asserting one's choice. Volition. My hands are obedient to my will, wish or desire, to submit against one's will. Purpose or determination. To have the will to succeed. Okay? So if you don't have the will, and if you don't have the desire, these are key things. You can want to be healthy all day. If you don't feel that thing inside, that desire in your chest, that burning flame, it's not going to happen. Desire. a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. It's very intense and strong. And we hear a lot of celebrities that talk about it. A lot of successful people talk about that undying burn in their chest. I feel it. I feel it all the time. But it's up to me to see how much I want to push myself to see how deep my desire to be successful in whatever my manifestations are. That's up to me. The flame is there. And so we've got to keep moving forward, you know. Sometimes when that flame is there, you can't act on things. We talked about the passion. We talked about passion. Doing things that you love to do helps create that passion, and I'm getting tongue-tied. Doing what you love to do helps create passion, and it ignites that flame of desire and will to want to change. So passion is important. Doing things that you love to do is important. It's key. If you don't do things that you love to do, there's no way you're going to ignite any type of flame anywhere. You're just not going to do it. You're going to go through life. If you don't do anything that has anything to do with what you love to do on the inside, you're just going to be miserable. You know, you're just going to be miserable. So reflect. I'm getting ready to download this and put it on YouTube.